Honorable Deputy Speaker, Sir, Honorable Minister of Finance, Independent Judge, and my esteemed members of the House. I will not keep you long. I am the 11th among the 19 speakers, and today is the penultimate day of the budget. So mine is a very structured speech. Budget are supposed to be blueprints for progress and not fairy tales of fiscal fantasy. Yet we have before us today a document so detached from the reality that it deserves a place in fiction, not in finance. This is not a budget. In fact, it is a bailout for bad governance, a master class in mismanagement, and a sermon of slogans with no substance. Bengal does not need more of empty promises wrapped in glossy figures. It needs more jobs, more investment, and a roadmap out of this economic abyss. Honorable Sir, if governance were as grand as the government's claim, Bengal would be leading the nation, not bleeding under debt. I oppose this budget because Bengal deserves better. Let us not mistake populism for policy or deception for development. Now let me be brief. On the 17th of February 2025, during the discussion on the Governor's address, one of my esteemed colleagues proudly shared a good news, Sukh Samachar. The good news was that he said that a small tea grower in Darjeeling Hills had scripted history by selling their tea at a world record price of 4,33,000 per kilo, a feat achieved not by a big brand, not by a big house, but small growers, and not even with a first flush. It was a monsoon flush. That was the better narrative. Of course, this was a matter of great pride for West Bengal, for Darjeeling Hills, showcasing the skill, dedication and perseverance of our small tea growers who have defied all odds. But Speaker, Sir, while we celebrate this momentous achievement, I must also share a distressing reality, the very sad news. Today, out of 87 registered tea gardens in our region, 13 have been shut down for over a decade, and nearly 5 are at the verge of closure. These aren't just numbers, these are lives, families, and entire communities left to fend for themselves. Hungry, jobless, homeless, and starving. As I speak now, hundreds of tea garden laborers from Panighatta Tea Garden have been on a relay hunger strike for the past 88 days. These workers have given their lives to this industry, are now without wages, without PF, gratuity, or even basic entitlements. And yet, this budget has nothing for them. While I have voiced my concern regarding the constitutional validity of GTA, not GST, Gorkhaland Territorial Administration, it is imperative to address the government's contradictory stance. I look at the 14,876 crore allocated to the Home and Hill Affairs Department, and I am compelled to ask the Honourable Minister, has the government tacitly acknowledged the GTS on constitutionality, leading to the exclusion from financial planning? Where is the revival package for Sikh tea industry or tea garden? Where is the plan to provide land rights to the workers? Where is the policy to ensure that the displaced workers are given alternative livelihoods? Instead, what do we see? We see on the preliminary session of the Bengal Business Global Summit, our Honorable Chief Minister decides to divert 30% of the tea garden land for non-tea purpose, a move that benefits big business, crony capitalists, but abandons the very worker who built this industry with their blood and sweat. Is this justice, Honorable Sir? It is a shameful reality that while corporate houses receive land freely on freehold basis, our tea workers cannot even bury their loved ones without seeking permission from the tea garden authorities. I seek to raise an urgent clarification on notification number 3076 LP 1A04/23, which pertains to the distribution of home pattas among the alleged landless tea garden laborers in North Bengal. The tea garden workers and long-term occupants of Darjeeling and Kalimpong are not landless. Their settlement predates to the tea industry, and their toil has shaped the world-renowned Darjeeling tea estates. Their historical claims over this land must be recognized. Furthermore, land is a transfer subject to the GTA, both as per the tripartite agreement and the Gorkhaland Territorial Administration Act of 2011. However, there is a gross violation of this in both letter and spirit. Why has the elected leadership of GTA Sabha, the elected representatives, including the MP and the MLAs of the region, the registered labor unions, tea expert, not been consulted on these matters? With the resumption of survey work under notification number 45492 LP 1A2423, there is a widespread discontent and resistance from tea garden workers. I demand humbly an immediate halt to this forceful, controversial survey process, which is anti-people and is being carried out without transparency, consultation, and historical consideration. Let us all talk about the fiscal management, although I am not an expert to discuss this, but the state's deficit had ballooned to 7,71,670 crores, and the fiscal deficit stands at 73,177 crore, one of the highest in India. Yet the government continues reckless borrowing with no clear roadmap for repayment. Despite allocation over 1,500 crore for rural roads and 9,600 crore for housing schemes, North Bengal and the hill remains neglected. This is not people-centric budget. This is a vote-centric budget, or document of appeasement and not of development. Honorable Speaker, sir, the total allocation for North Bengal Department is 866 crores. For Gorkhaland Territorial Administration, it is 935 crores. But out of this, GTA has been only attributed 883.75 crores to administrative expenses, that is salaries, and only 180 crore goes for development. Let me remind the Honorable West Bengal government that the West Bengal government collects more than 200 crores from selling of stamps in Darjeeling and Kalimpong. You can understand why our region is so deprived. The budget is not about numbers, it is about priorities. This budget fails to prioritize the people of the hills, the struggling tea workers, and the future of region. If we continue down this path of neglect, history will not forgive us. I stand here today not just as a representative, but the voice of those thousands who have been ignored. Thank you.
স্যার আমাকে পবিত্র সদন কিছু বলার সুযোগ দেওয়ার জন্য